Driving an automatic with both feet. Literally every single driving instructor will yell at you for driving an automatic with both feet. It's a really bad habit. Left foot is for the clutch. Don't have one. Don't use it. You should not drive like this. It's bad practice. In an emergency, you might accidentally push both pedals. It can also cause damage if you slightly ride the brake while accelerating. It's safer to use one foot. I am a former racing instructor and would strongly recommend against both-footed driving on the street. In panic situations, people tend to stiffen their legs, and if you drive two-footed, you will essentially punch the gas in the process while you punch the brakes. To be fair, this happens to single-foot drivers as well, where they'll punch the gas instead of the brake like they should. But it's a lot rarer because it requires you making the mistake of where your foot is as well as the natural mistake of stiffening up. In the racing world, left foot braking is more often used because you can transition from gas to brakes and back to gas quicker. It also allows more flexibility because in traditional race cars with a clutch where your feet are extremely busy and there are all kinds of combinations you need to do, so things like left foot braking, heel towing, clutch kicking, etc. become useful tools in the arsenal. I do know how to left foot brake and actively do not do it on the street outside because it's dangerous. Outside of the occasional tiny bit of practice when the road is empty to keep the muscle memory. That's weird, bruh. She's right, the footrest is there for a reason. My husband does this. We've been together 15 years and I cannot break him of this habit. It's especially infuriating when the car constantly jolts because of how he hits the brake while still riding the gas. It's terrible for the car. It's terrible for the passengers. It's a bad habit that you have got to figure out how to correct. You're going to have to unlearn decades worth of a really unsafe habit. Your wife is correct. It is very dangerous. No driving instructor would pass a driver who operated this way. To the people saying, racing drivers do this on the track, these same track drivers do not do this on the public roads. In non-performance driving settings, and certainly not in or around traffic, stoplights, highway, etc. Maybe sometimes ripping it on deserted mountain roads. But they would agree this is dangerous in your application. I had an ex-boyfriend who would drive with both feet. It is an unsafe practice. Stop that immediately. It's incredibly unsafe. I mean, remember that part in Breaking Bad, when my friend drives like this, he also chews with his mouth open. You must not have done this in front of your driver's license practical examiner, or else you'd have failed. That's a great way to prematurely wear out your brakes and/or get into an easily avoidable accident. The primary reason people are taught not to drive with one foot on the brake and one on the gas is because in a panic situation, people who do that tend to stomp on the brakes and the gas simultaneously, usually resulting in sudden acceleration. You're probably one of those people who start braking on the highway with nobody in front of them. You can see it. Brake light on for a second. Brake light off. And on and on and on. It is mental. I'm loving all the comments roasting Op for thinking that was normal. She is right. Just get a manual. Then you can have both feet working pedals 8D. You will fail a driving test 100% for driving with both feet. Some police might even consider that dangerous driving. Your wife is right. It's mental.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.